force personnel appropriately.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak on this in this debate, and I just want to contrast that last speaker who, to the members of the public out there, will know him as probably one of the most angry members of this House and most detestable member of this House as well. But that member was actually part of a government that sent troops overseas and did not give them tax-free salary. Why didn't they do their tax-free salary when you were in government? When that member was in government, they sent troops overseas without tax-free status. And then, today, in this House, he comes here and says, look at me, I am the person standing up for those troops. I am the person that is the only one that cares. I am the only one that is doing this. And when he had a chance, he delivered nothing for those troops. All he did was pay for his big fat salary so that he could walk behind his leader and leave this House whenever his leader tells him to instruct him to do something. Never has that member delivered anything for this country in this Parliament. Never has that member actually delivered anything that an individual member of Parliament would do. All that member has done in his whole lifetime is sit behind somebody else and been on their gravy train. That's all that member knows.
Point of order.
Will know.
Ron Mark. Point of order. Point of order. Ron Mark.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I need to assist as a point of correction. I was in a National New Zealand First Coalition government that delivered lots of good things for.
That's not a point of order. It's a matter of debate. The member will be seated. David Bennett.
Speaker. And when we come to the foreign affairs and defence areas of this country, what did you say, Mr. Cosgrove? Mr. Cosgrove's over there. Mr. Cosgrove's another member that knows all about sitting on the fat of the country, isn't he? And we'd like to see him win a seat back in that area again, but that's not going to happen, is it, Mr. Cosgrove? And coming in here spouting as well. And I'd be quiet, Mr. Mark, because the public has seen your true colours tonight. They have seen somebody that isn't black and white. He's not New Zealand First. He is not even green. He's another colour. And the reason that he is that colour is because he doesn't stand up when he has a chance for the people of New Zealand. And that's the reality of it. And the Labor Party is suddenly waking up now.
Back to the bill.
Okay, it's not really a bill, but the estimate. But we'll get back to it. And so when we talk about this debate about foreign affairs, it's important to look at New Zealand as an open, free country. New Zealand as a country that is confident to take its place in the world stage. As a country where New Zealanders can be proud of this country and what it stands for. A country that is open to people coming here and making their lives in this country. It is a country that sees a future in the Asia-Pacific region. It is a country that does not want to discriminate by people on the basis of their surname. It is a country that does not want to discriminate.
Members debating the estimates. It'd be good if he got back to them.
Okay, Mr. Chair. I know Mr. Mark wants to clap, but that's what he does when he's that member of the party, and I'd love for Tracy Martin to be here at this time as well. But Mr. Chair, the estimates are an important part of when we look at what this country is achieving on the world stage, especially in the defence area and in the foreign affairs area. And when we look at what speeches have been in the past, I've talked about the things like the New Zealand role in the Security Council. They've talked about free trade agreements with Korea, and they've talked about free trade agreements that will soon to come and that the Green Party will be voting against, and the Labor Party, for the first time in their history, will be voting against free trade and something that will actually deliver for New Zealanders, and that's a shame on the Labor Party. And if you just have to go across the ditch to look how that didn't work over there when that took that attitude towards the ability of a country to trade and become more successful. And New Zealanders need those trade arrangements, they need those trade agreements, and it is a shame on the Labor Party that their leadership will be ideologically driven to oppose free trade, just as they are opposed to immigration, just as they are opposed to people making New Zealand their home, and just as they are opposed to this country taking its rightful place in the foreign affairs and taking its rightful place in the Asia-Pacific region. Because we can be a leader in that region. We can be a country that is seen as free, independent and confident and delivers for its people. We don't have to be seen as a country that's insular, against trade, against immigration, against people making seeing a future for themselves in this country, as our opposition parties do show tonight in their speeches and their failure to act when they had the chances to many years ago.